of the maids wishes to speak with you.
I can't spare the time now.
Very well.
Which maid was it?
Teresa, ma'am.
Teresa?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you any idea what she wants?
Not the least, ma'am.
She must tell you. I'm far too busy and I can't see her unless I know.
She insists she must speak with you herself, ma'am.
Tell her to wait until tomorrow.
She will not be here tomorrow, ma'am.
And what does she mean by that?
Pardon me for mentioning it, but she is a bit singular, as I take it.
Very well. Tell her to come here. How did you happen to imagine I'd be interested in this marriage announcement?
Could hardly help it, ma'am.
Suppose you've heard certain references of the matter discussed between me and my sister?
I have, ma'am, but I never would have referred it to you if I did not think it was of some importance.
Oh, of no special importance. Of course, you know that we have the parties involved and are naturally interested in the events. Don't suppose there's anything more?
Certainly not, ma'am.
Good. Because at the first sign of any underhand conduct on your part will result in your dismissal.
Yes, I'll bear that in mind, ma'am.
Good. Now, as to the maid, Teresa, can you think of anything that might explain her assertion she won't be here tomorrow?
It has occurred to me, ma'am, that she has taken some exceptions to some occurrences which she thinks is going on in this household.
I'll raise her wages if I find it necessary. Tell her so. And if it's not money that she wants, I'll see to her myself. Have you found her?
No, she wasn't there. We're going to have to get a locksmith in.
We can't do that. It's not safe.
Well, we've got to do something, haven't we? Damnable! I've been holding on for 2 good years. No. Can't help but worry that they put Holmes on the case.
Sorry. Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah.
Well, how do you know?
I heard it down at Miss Bassick's place. They keep note down there. Every time she put on something, they give notice round.
Well, we're going to have to get somebody else in to do it then if we can't find Sydney.
Oh, no, she may turn up yet. I wish to God I knew a bit about these things. I could do it myself. Obviously I can't. I'll just get her back down here. I'll get her back down here. I have an idea. I can change her mind.
Yes, but you've already tried all that.
Then I'll try something else.
Fine. Remember, nothing that'll show no marks. We don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I'll look out for that.
Come here, girl. What is it?
Miss Judson said I should come.
I told Judson to arrange with you herself.
She could not, Mum. I don't want to stay here any longer.
What is it? You must give me a reason.
It's just that I wish to go.
You have been here for months and have made no complaint.
But it's only now I don't like it.
What is it that you don't like?
The young girl. What you do to her, I don't like it. I don't want to stay here anymore.
Oh, my dear child, you know nothing about it. That young lady is ill. She's not right here. She is of great trouble to us, but we take... don't be alarmed. Miss Faulkner's head is bad today. She'll be better soon, Teresa. Come and see in the morning.
She's made it quite satisfactory, I suppose. We'll not leave her now.
Leave her now. More than ever. Do you hear the young girl, what they do to her?
Maybe she is ill.
Well, I won't stay here to find out. I can find another place. It's not hard.
Not hard if you know where to go.
True.
I have one address.
You know what?
Here, on this card. Go to that address in the morning. Don't let anyone see it.
Sure.
Shh! Someone might hear you. Go to that address in the morning.
Well, don't waste time, you fool. Tell them I'm here, can't you?
We're here to see Mrs. Chetwood.
Well, I'll be blowed. You act as if I ain't never been here before. But how do you know? But I was born in this here house. Go on and tell her, please, Sydney Prince Esquire.
Well, and that's your immediate.
Ah, is that you, Sid? So glad you've come.
Hello, Prince. Did you get my note?
Oh, well, I'm here, ain't I?
I'm so glad you arrived. We've had to get somebody else in to do it.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be very nice now, would it? Here, your game's anything off colour?
Oh, it's not especially dark.
Well, that's different then. I'll say, narrow.
Shut up! For heaven's sake, Sydney. It's Chetwood here.
Beg pardon, my mistake. Hey, old times when we was learning the trade together, huh? Now, I hardly expected you'd be doing the eye-tone thing over here.
Oh, come now, let's not get into that.
Oh, don't get all huffy about it. You wouldn't be over here at all if it weren't for me, and you wouldn't have connected with Maggie either now, would you?
Yes, yes, we know all that. But can't you get that box open for us? We've got no time to lose.
Open it? I'll say I can. That's the sort of thing what'll fall open on its own if you let it alone long enough. What I'd like to know is where you found a relic like this here box. It's an old timer and no mistake. Now, all clearly say no danger lurking.
No, not the least.
Well, I hope you aren't trying to rob yourselves, eh?
Yeah, it does look a little bit like that.
Yeah, well, I knew you was onto some rum lay, squatting down here for over a year. I never could seem to get a line on it. What do we get here?
Only a bundle of papers.
Papers. Well, if there's something, I'm in it, I hope.
Yes, of course. Whatever you think is due for opening the box.
Fair enough. Now, before I set so going, what's the general surroundings?
What's the point in wasting
Look,
time?
look, if I'm in it, ain't I? I want to know what I'm in.
Why don't you just tell her?
Yeah, after all, if something goes wrong, how'd I let the office know who to look out for?
Fine, fair enough. I'm willing to give you an overview of things, but I'm not going to give names of anyone.
That's all I ask, what it is. I don't want no names.
Okay. So, you know, we've been working the continent and the pleasure places and all that.
Yeah, so I heard.
Well, it was over there. Homburg was the place. We ran across a young girl who'd been having some sort of trouble. Her sister just died. Anyway, this sister of hers had been having some sort of love affair with a foreign gentleman of exceedingly high rank.
Oh, foreign gentleman, eh?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's not my kind of thing. My lady's here at home.
It's good enough for me.
Yeah, how far did it go?
Oh, the promise of marriage.
Oh, broke it, of course.
Oh, of course. And her heart with it. Yeah, I don't know what more she expected, but she did expect more. But her and her child died together.
Dad.
Yep, but the case isn't. There's evidence, lockers, photographs, jewellery with inscriptions. Her sister's been keeping them. And we've been keeping the sister.
Oh, so it's the sister you've got here. Oh, what's her little game?
To get even.
To get back on him for the way he treated her sister?
Precisely.
Well then. She don't want money?
No,
So what's your little game?
whatever there is in it.
Fair enough. These papers and things ought to be worth a little something.
No, I tell you, it would not be safe for him to marry. He knows it, and better yet, his family knows it, and are willing to pay a pretty penny to get them back.
Family, eh? Rich, I'll take it.
Rich isn't quite the word. There's something else.
Oh, you don't mean... Oh my God! Which of them?
Oh, I don't tell you that.
Oh, we are moving among the swells now, ain't we? Wow. This here girl, the sister of the one that died, how'd you manage to get her into it?
Well, I brought her back to my home in England, where we cared for her and supported her, and then a few weeks later it was already the desk safe with all her letters and jewellery.
Yes, combination lock and all. Everything was going smoothly up until 2 weeks ago, when negotiations on their side stopped. And then we couldn't, well, I obviously wanted this before we lost the betrayal, but when I went to open the thing, found that somehow she juggled the lock on us, and we couldn't frighten or starve her into opening the thing.
I see. So you got the stuff in there?
Yes, that's what I've been trying to tell you, but she's changed the lock on us.
Oh, well. Won't take long to rectify that trifling error now, will it? But these offers, what made them break off their offers like that? I mean, can you make head or tail of that?
Yes, it's simple, really. They've given up the case themselves and forgotten Holmes in the case.
What's that? Is Holmes in this?
Yes.
What can she do?
Oh, look, just don't stand there talking about it. Send a telegram, that's all I ask. Hang about. Where's your nearest telegraph office?
Around the corner?
Right. Run for it. Mind what I say now, run for it. That is to Miss Bassett. She is Professor Moriarty's confidant. Moriarty, she's queen of them all in London, isn't she? She runs everything what's shady. And Holmes has been setting lines around her for months, tracking her down. Now, she wants any case Holmes is in on. It's a dead fight between them. She already got the Adler girl. You can lay all you got on it. Moriarty is out for blood.
But what are you telling this Miss Bassett, then, sir?
Nothing, except I've got a job on as I want to see the boss about in the morning. Read it yourself. Don't take all night over it. Can't tell what might happen.
Go on.
Keep an eye out.
I've heard of this Professor Moriarty.
Yeah, well, if you hadn't, you must have been out in the woods.
You say she's queen of them all?
Empress, that's what I call her.
I bet she's a good many different things.
You might see it that way if you turned around and didn't breathe too hard.
What does she do?
I'll tell you one thing she does. She sits at home, quiet and easy like, and she runs nearly every big operation what's on. All the clever ones are under her, and she holds them in hers without moving a muscle. And if something goes wrong, and the police get wind of it, well, there ain't never any hold on her. Nah, they can't touch her. And they wouldn't want to, even if they could.
Why not?
Because they tried it that way, didn't they? And the men as did try it was found shortly after, floating down the river. That's if it was found at all.
But
Anyway,
what's
the
the
mo-
use in telling her if she doesn't want to get involved?
look, she wants anything that will give her a chance at Holmes. She wants to trap her.
You got it yet, Sid?
Not yet, but I'll be there soon. I know where I am there.
How goes it?
So. Hang about. Oh, yeah.
Take them out!
They're gone!
Here, come on. What do you mean?
The girl, she's taken them out! They're not in there, are they?
Well, how do you know she had done the trick already? I mean, she wants to get even, you say?
Yes?
Well then, if she's got the stuff out of the box there, ain't it quite likely that she's sent them along to the girl as he wants to marry?
Well, she hasn't had the chance. We have watched her too closely for that. She hasn't even been able to take them out of this room.
No, but she will tell us where they are before she leaves this room tonight. Or I'll strangle her for it. I'm going to get her down. When I get her down, do not give her time to think.
Here. What's she gonna do?
Whatever it takes, Sydney. If we don't get it out of her, the whole 2 years' work is wasted.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I don't so much care for that kind of thing.
Don't you worry. We'll attend to it.
Go!
Now we'll see if he will or not. Tell her what we want.
You needn't tell me, I know well enough.
Oh no, dear. You don't know. It's not about locks, or keys, or numbers this time. We want to know what you've done with them. Do you hear? We want to know what you've done with them.
You wouldn't know from me.
Oh, we will know. We will
Wait!
know.
Let me speak to her first. Don't you think that it's about time that you owe us a little consideration? Wasn't it something, just a little something, that we found you ill and friendless in Homburg and befriended you?
It was only to rob me.
Wasn't it something that we brought you back to our home in England where we cared for you and supported you?
So that you could rob me.
My dear child, that bundle of papers would merely bring you a sixpence.
Then why do you want them? All your friendship to me, it was a pretense, a sham. It was only to get what you wanted away from me when the time came.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, I don't believe you.
Now believe me when I say we'll tell us where the palace is before you leave this room tonight.
Not if you get me.
Tell us where it is. Tell us and she'll stop.
Out with it!
Where is it?
Speak quickly now. I'll give you a turn next time.
Oh, come on, be careful.
Is this really the time to be careful? We've got to get it out of her and we'll do it too. Will you tell? Who is it?
Tall, blonde hair, wearing a god-awful deerstalker hat, but...
It's her. It's Holmes. She's here.
Right, we just went over the door.
Oh, that's no good, is it? It'll look crooked from the start.
Right. We'll have her in and then just come that he's innocent.
Well, what are we going to do about the girl?
Oh, get her away quick.
Right, take her up the back stairway.
Right, remember, she's ill and can't see anyone. Do you understand?
Right, lock her in a room, stand by the door. Prince, you go outside. When Holmes comes in, you come around the front but stay quiet.
Okay, I come around the front after she's got inside. Right, yeah.
Yeah, but be ready for her. If she gets things in spite of us, I'll give you 2 sharp whistles. If you don't hear anything, let her pass.
But if I do hear the 2 whistles,
Then you let her have it. Johnson, go answer the doorbell. Ah, Holmes, I presume.
It is.
Who was it that you wanted to see?
Oh, thank you so much, but I'll send my card to the housekeeper.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
It is, I beg your pardon, quite useless really.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, Miss Faulkner is, I regret to inform you, quite the invalid. She can't see anyone at the moment. Her health is, it's so poor.
Has it ever occurred to you that maybe she's confined to this house too much?
And how does that concern you?
It doesn't. I was merely suggesting it.
And I was merely trying to save you the trouble of sending up your card or your note or whatever it is.
Hardly any trouble at all.
You know, Holmes, you interest me very much.
Oh?
Upon my word, yes. We've all heard of the astonishing way in which you can decipher the most trifling details for the most minuscule information. Dare I say, in this brief moment or two, you've come across a number of things about me.
Nothing of the consequence, Chetwood. I've more than scarcely asked myself why you had to deliver that letter in such a frightened hurry. And what possible excuse could you have for downing that tumbler of rum at the Lion's Head whilst your friend left shortly after? And what could possibly be in that safe that causes you great anxiety?
very good indeed. If only those things were true, I'd be wonderfully impressed. It would absolutely delight me to the most full. You'll excuse me, guys. It's wow, it's from Miss Faulkner. This is surprising. Wow, she begs to be seen by Miss Holmes. Truly. Wow, she implores it, and I guess I can't stand in the way. Judson! Tell Miss Faulkner to come down to the drawing room. Wow. Upon my soul, that is quite a remarkable recovery. May I ask, if it's not an impersonal question, what it was that you said in your note that could have so aroused the desire for Miss Faulkner to come down?
Merely that if she wasn't down in 5 minutes, I'd go up.
Was that it?
Quite so. And unless I am mistaken, that must be her on the stairs now, which gives her a minute or half so left to come down.
Oh, Alice. I mean, Miss Faulkner. Sherlock Holmes.
Holmes?
Miss Faulkner.
Oh, it's most charmed to meet you. Although it does look like I've come down despite myself, doesn't it? You see, the doctor forbade me from seeing anyone, but when I was told I must come down, well, that fixed the responsibility on them. Therefore, my conscience is perfectly clear.
I thank you for consenting to see me, Miss Faulkner, but I'm sorry to see that you went through all of that trouble of making such a rapid change of dress.
Oh, yes, I did hurry a trifle, I confess. Well, doing well, Sherlock.
Better than she did with me a moment ago.
Oh,
Yes, she'd been telling me the most astonishing things.
they weren't true.
Oh, hardly. She wanted to know what it was about this safe that was causing me such horrible anxiety.
That old thing. That's nothing.
Oh.
Is there?
No, exactly. We have a death safe, but there's nothing in it. Perhaps you'll do better next time.
Yes, next time you should try on me.
Yes, what do you think of her?
Well, what I know of Miss Faulkner is that she's very fond of the piano, plays a great deal herself, which makes it all that more remarkable that it's not been touched for 3 days.
Oh, yes. How remarkable. Tell me, Holmes, what makes you say that I haven't played the piano?
The keys.
The keys.
A light layer of dust.
Oh, dust. My. I've never known Teresa to forget before. You must think us very untidy, I'm sure.
Oh, quite the opposite. I can see that you are far from tired yourself, which makes me think that the absence of Teresa is due to something else.
Like what?
Some excitement or disturbance that's happened in this house.
Right. Doing very well, Sherlock.
Thank you.
What do you want?
I came to see what's wanted.
What do you mean what was wanted?
I answered the bell.
You did not answer the bell. There was no bell to answer.
I'm quite sure it rang.
Oh, I tell you, it did not ring.
Your housekeeper's right, Chetwood. The bell did ring.
And how do you know?
I rang it.
And what do you want?
I wish to send my card to Miss Faulkner.
And what right do you have to give orders and ring for servants in my own house?
What right do you have for preventing my cards from reaching their destination? And how does it seem that you and this woman are resorting to trickery? Through some trifling incident? Judson, is it? Neither of the cards I have handed you have gone to Miss Faulkner. See that this does not happen again?
My orders.
Oh, you have orders.
I can't say.
You were told not to deliver my card.
And what business of yours is this? I'd like to know.
I shall answer that in a very short time.
And in a very short time, you'll see that it's not safe to meddle with me. It would not be any trouble at all for me to throw you out onto the streets.
And trouble would swiftly follow you on that part.
It's a curse what you've been on my arms.
Well, maybe when Miss Faulkner is here, you can go and arm yourself.
Arm myself. I'll call the police. That's it. I'll do it now.
You will not do it now. You will stay here until the woman I have come to see enters this room.
And what makes you so sure about that?
Because you would like to avoid any further investigation. An investigation that will happen if you or this woman carry on interfering with my business. My dear girl, you either deliver that card to Miss Falconer or you sleep in the cells tonight. It is a small consequence to me which you do.
Shall I go?
Go on, it's of no importance to me.
If she comes down, what's to stop her from getting the letters from her?
If she does get the things, Prince is waiting outside.
Is this Miss Holmes?
It is.
You wish to see me?
Yes. But I'm sorry to see that you are far from well. I'm sorry, but what does this mean?
Nothing.
And the marks here on your neck? Clearly showing the clasp of fingers. Does this mean nothing also? It seems I would like a little explanation of all of this. Perhaps you could furnish one, Larrabee.
How should I know?
Well, it's happened in your house.
And if it did, what business of this is you? Business.
It's okay, Larrabee. I understand what you're saying. It is your business, and we do have that much at least. Pray be seated, Miss Falconer.
I don't know who you are or why you're here.
Oh, I'd be very glad to explain. So far as to the question of my identity is concerned, you have my name and my address upon the card, which I see you still have in your hands.
A detective?
Quite so. And my business is this. I have been consulted into the possibility of you obtaining certain letters, and I need not tell you of a source of great anxiety.
It is quite true I have such letters, Miss Holmes, but it will be impossible to get them from me. Others have tried and failed.
What others have or have not done, Miss Falconer, doesn't mean anything towards my business. I have come to you direct, to beg you to pity and to forgive.
There are some things, Miss Holmes, beyond pity, beyond forgiveness.
And there are other things that are not. I am able to assure you of the deep penitence, the deep regret of the one who inflicted this, and of his earnest desire to make anything in his power reparable.
How can reparation be made to the dead?
How so? For that very reason, Miss Falconer, whatever injury you yourself may be able to inflict, by no means can be no gratification, no satisfaction. You'll be acting on your own revenge.
I know from things that have happened that a marriage is contemplated.
It is quite true.
I cannot give up what I intend to do, Miss Holmes. There are other things besides revenge. There is punishment. If I'm not able to communicate with the family, to which this man proposes to ally himself to prevent such a thing, then the punishment will come later. But you may be perfectly sure it will come. There's nothing more to say. Good night, Miss Holmes.
Miss Falconer, before you go... Oh, good God, what was that?
Mrs. Chetwood! What? Lamp in the kitchen, Mom. Fell off the table. Everything down this place.
We've got the house on fire.
Don't alarm yourself, Miss Falconer. There is no fire.
No fire?
Yes, the smoke was arranged for all by me.
Arranged for? What does...
I wish to have these packet of papers. I won't take them, Miss Falconer. As you likely conjecture, the smoke was only for you to betray their hiding place, which you did. Now I see your great distress of mind. I cannot take them, unless you can find it within yourself to give them to me of your own free will. No, I suppose you couldn't. Therefore, I shall return them to you.
Ah, so you've got them, have you? And now I suppose we're going to see you walk out of the house with them.
On the contrary, Larrabee, you're about to witness me give them to their rightful owner.
Yes, I think that'd be the safest thing to do.
You flatter yourself. The reason I did not walk out with these packeted papers is not because of you, or what you may do, or think, or say, or feel. It is an account of this young lady. I do not care for your cheap bravado. Miss Fairclough, permit me to place these in your hands. If you ever be so kind and wish to return these to the one who wrote them, you have my address. From now on, there shall be no more persecution, no more cruelty. I have arranged that the slightest cry shall be heard. And if that cry is heard, it's an unfortunate thing to the one who did it. Good night, Miss Fairclough. As for you, I beg you to persecute this woman at your own peril. Good night.
She didn't get him, did she? Well, what's the problem then? And what's the payout if she didn't?
She gave them to the faulty girl.
What? She found her?
Yeah,
And gave him to the girl?
yeah.
Well, I say. Now she charms, isn't she? Look, before she hides him again.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, that's all a cursed bluff. This is our chance. This is our chance to get them now.
I should say so.
Right. Right.
No!
No?
Wait!
What was that?
There's somebody at the door.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that was on this side.
There's someone at the door.
No, pardon, Mum, there's no one there.
Very well, back to business.
So, she's having us watched. Look, what we want to do is we want to leave it alone and let the Empress have it.
You mean Professor Moriarty?
That's who I mean, Moriarty. Once you let her have it, she'll settle it with Holmes in no time. Now, meet me at Miss Bassett's, 9 sharp in the morning. And don't you worry a minute. The Professor will get at her before tomorrow night. She won't wait long neither. And when she strikes, it means death.
Is there any news in from Chidley?
No, Mum.
Any of the others heard from?
Gone, Mum. No trace of them.
Gone. I was afraid we were going to have trouble there. Something's gone wrong. We're going to lose Hickson, one of our best women. Send Craig in. Before we go on, I'd like to refer to Davidson. We were something like £600 short on that last job. McTague is the one to deal with it. And have Davidson's disappearance noticed. Have it talked about. That finishes Davidson. Then send the girls out to work, you know, business as usual. We wouldn't want anybody to think that we were alarmed. What about the Leary job? Any news there? Gone. What do you mean gone? Sherlock Holmes again. That damnable woman. She's got her hands on between 30 and 40 papers. She's gradually building chains of evidence that, if it goes unchecked, will lead to me. As sure as the sun will shine, they will lead to me. Oh, she's playing a dangerous game. Inspector Wilson tried it 20 years ago. And Wilson is dead. And then what was his name? Marriott took it up. Not heard from Marriott for a while either, have we? No. Oh, Sherlock Holmes is a clever one. But she has no idea what could happen between now and Monday. If I
I as much as whisper her name to the girls, there wouldn't be a street in London which is safe for her. Baker Street, isn't it? Baker Street. I could go there myself. We could make the streets completely safe. 3 streets each way. We've done it before. We do it all the time. Women in every doorway, police decoyed. I could go there myself. And if she refuses to treat with me, who is it? Who is it?
You Sydney Prince.
Sydney Prince, Mom.
Tell her I'm busy, go away.
Leave.
It's important.
She says it's important.
Well, what is it?
What do you want?
I've got this thing with Holmes.
She got Holmes fighting her.
Sherlock Holmes. Has Prince got anyone there with her?
Looks like the Larrabees.
Who? Oh, the Larrabees. Well, tell them to come up, but keep an eye on them.
I don't like this.
You don't like it. You don't like it. I tell you this. If we don't end this with Holmes, it will be certain death for both of us. Now you stand over there and you signal if you see anything suspicious.
Come on.
Just there. Yes?
Mom, we've got a thing going on with Holmes. Mom.
Well, are you going to tell me what it is then?
Yes, Mom. Larrabee's here, who you used to know back in the early days. Well, they picked up a young girl at Omberg, see, where her sister was having a strong affair at the art with a very high young foreigner who promised to marry her, but, well, the family stepped in and threw the whole thing down. So, now he behaved very bad towards her and let himself out and wrote her letters and gave her tokens, you see. Oh, and there was photographs too. Now, seeing as how all these letters and things showed how he had deceived and betrayed her, well, it wouldn't look very nice at all, considering who the young man was and what high titles he's a coming into. So, when the girl ups and dies of it all, the letters and things all fall into the hands of the sister, who is the one that my friends here have been nursing all along, Mum.
So you've got the sister. How long have you been holding her?
It'll be 2 years, the 14th of May.
Where?
We took up a house at Norrington Road.
And these papers and what have you, when will they achieve their full value?
It's now, Mum. There's a marriage coming on, and the problem now is to get the letters into our hands.
Where are they now?
The sister got hold of them, Mum.
The sister got hold of them.
Yes, we had a desk safe for her, supposing that when the time came, we'd be able to open it and get the papers ourselves. But we went to get them last night and found that the lock had broken in some way. So we got Sydney in, who helped us. We finally opened it, but then we discovered that at some point, the girl had taken them out herself.
So what did you do then?
Do? Well, we hadn't so much as opened the box there when, and taken a single look inside when Sherlock Holmes rings the front doorbell.
Sherlock Holmes? There, at your house?
Yes, at my house.
And she didn't get her hands on the papers.
Okay, so she did, but she gave them back to the Faulkner girl.
Gave them back to the Faulkner girl. What does this mean?
No, there was something else that puzzled me. There was a whole commotion downstairs in the kitchen. A lamp fell off the table, scattering burning oil all over the place, and the maid ran up shouting fire. But when we went down there, it only took a couple of buckets of water to put it out.
Right. I have a suggestion to make, my dear. First, you get rid of your housekeeper. Not dismiss her, get rid of her. Oh, don't alarm yourself, my dear. We do these things all the time and we do it terribly discreetly. At about 9 o'clock tonight, Larrabee, you will call the woman down to the cellar on some pretext. And Miss Bassett, you'll be there waiting for her. You can use Dalton's van to get the body to the river. There's another thing. My dear, have you seen these papers and what have you?
I've looked through the letters several times.
Do you know them well enough to be able to make a copy?
I could manage the letters, but not the photos.
Ah, the artwork. Bassett, that German artist. Lufner. Send Lufner to the Larrabees at 11 o'clock. What time is it now? So, 10:15, 45 minutes to get home, 12 hours to make the counterfeit. Miss Bassett, could you also inform the relevant parties that we will need the gas chamber at Swandon Lane tonight?
The gas chamber?
Yes, the one that backs onto the river. Prince, you will meet us there at 11:45. I will have another little job for you, my dear, so you may meet me here at 11 o'clock. And Larrabee, you will dictate a letter. You will write a letter to Sherlock Holmes, which I will dictate.
This is all very well and good, but you have spoken nothing about the business.
Oh, you have no choice.
No choice.
No choice. I do as I please. And I please to take hold of this.
Yes. And what about pleasing me?
You will be very well pleased, Larrabee. I will sell these papers for far more than you could ever hope to achieve. And you, Larrabee, can sell the fakes to Sherlock Holmes tonight for whatever princely penny you can get for them. And the division of these spoils will be as such. You can have 100% and I'll take nothing.
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 Well, we cannot negotiate those letters, Ma'am, until we know who they incriminate, and Larrabee has not yet informed us.
Well, Larrabee will consent to tell us now.
Very well. But this information we'd only like to give to you, personally, Martin.
You're quite sure?
Yes.
Why, Larrabee, if this information is correct, it means you're sitting on an absolute fortune. If I'd have known this, I wouldn't have negotiated such a beneficial deal for you. Oh well, I keep my word, and the bit of the deal is done. Goodbye. So, Miss Bassett, 9 o'clock tonight. Make Baker Street safe in every direction. Call out her minions on some pretext or another and keep them out.
You'll go there yourself.
Oh yes, I'll go there myself. I am the one to deal with this, Miss Larrabee.
But this meeting tonight at 12 to trap Holmes in the gas chamber in Swandam Lane.
Well, if I fail to kill her in Baker Street, I'll kill her later in Swandam Lane. Either way, I have her, Miss Bassick. I have her.
Ah, Watson!
How are you, Holmes?
Perfectly delightful, my fellow. Perfectly delighted. Upon my word, but I'm sorry to see that Mary's left you in this way.
Oh, she's gone on a little trip. But how did you know?
How do I know? How do I know anything, Watson? How do I know that you've recently opened up a consulting room and resumed the practice of medicine without letting me hear a word about it? How do I know that you've been getting yourself very rained on lately and you have a very poor servant girl?
Why, Holmes, if you'd lived a few centuries ago, you'd have been burned as a witch.
Such conflagration would have been no considerable trouble or expense.
But tell me, how did you know all that?
Too simple to talk about. Scratches and clumsy cuts on the side of your shoe, just where the fire strikes it. Somebody tried to scrape away crusted mud and did it badly. There's that Raynham poor servant girl all on one foot.
And my medical practice, how did you,
How absurd of you, Watson, to come marching in here, reeking of chemical odours and nyrate silver on your hand, and ask me how do I know?
Oh, of course. But how the deuce did you know Mary was away?
Where the deuce is your second waistcoat button? And what the deuce is yesterday's dinner doing on today's shirt? The child's play deduction. Now, to change the subject a little bit, what do you know of Professor Moriarty?
Moriarty. I don't recall having heard of the fellow. Who is he?
She is the Napoleon of crime. The Napoleon, sitting motionless like a venomous spider on her web. With that web knowing every single quiver of every one of them. I've been pursuing her now for 14 months. By tomorrow night, the night will be ripe for the arrests. The greatest criminal trial of the century. The clearing up of over 40 mysteries. And the rope for everyone.
Oh, good. What will she do when she sees that you have her?
Do, my dear Watson, she will do me the honour of turning over her wonderful organisation of criminals and prostitutes to the umpire of my destruction.
But Holmes, this is a dangerous thing.
It's perfectly delightful. Perfectly delightful. My whole life is spent in frantic endeavours to escape the dreary commonplaces of existence. For a brief moment, I escape. You should congratulate me.
But Holmes, you can escape without taking such serious risks. I mean, your other cases have not been so dangerous, and they were even more interesting. That one we spoke of the last time I was here, the recovery of some damaging letters and gifts from a young girl. Now, you were going to try an experiment of making her betray their hiding place by setting an alarm of fire in her own home, and then after that...
Precisely. After that.
Well, didn't the plan succeed?
Well, yes, as far as I've gone.
You got Foreman in as the housekeeper.
Foreman is in.
And upon your signal, she overturned the lamp in the kitchen, scattered the smoke balls, and gave an alarm of fire.
Yes.
And the young lady, did she?
The young lady did. It all transpired perfectly as I planned, Watson. I took the packets of papers from their hiding place, and as I told you, I would have handed them back to Miss Faulkner.
But you never told me why you intended to hand them back.
Well, for a very simple reason, Watson, that it would have been theft for me to take them. The papers were the absolute property of the young lady.
Yes. Yes, that is true. But what do you gain by this?
Well, her confidence. And as so far as I was able to secure it, her regard. As I couldn't take those packet of papers from their hiding place, I had to induce her to give them to me for her own free will. That was the first step in this direction. The second will transpire entirely what happens tonight. I expect Foreman to report in half an hour.
Oh, I beg your pardon, miss. The housekeeper said to come right up.
Quite so, quite so.
Oh, the one who sent for me, I'm afraid, for they done something to her.
Foreman?
Foreman. Oh, they've definitely done something to her because she's in a dreadful place.
Where did she go?
Oh, the cellar of the house. It's awful, but she didn't come back up.
Who sent her down?
Oh, the owner of the house, Chetwood.
Larrabee? Has she been down there long?
No, I came as soon as I heard the noise.
What noise?
The noise.
Try to calm yourself and answer me. What did it sound like?
Oh, it was like a dreadful cry of someone being struck down by a deadly thing.
Did anyone follow her down?
Not that I saw.
Take this, Watson, and come with me.
Had I better not go too?
No, you stay here. Oh, I hear Foreman coming down.
Nothing more last night. After you left, Sydney Prince came and they went through her room, but I gave 3 knocks on the floor with an axe as you directed, and then they didn't go any further than that. But then this morning, a little after 9, the Larrabees drove away.
1 moment. My dear girl. Step into that room and rest yourself.
Oh, but I'm not tired.
Well, step into that room and walk about then and let you know when you're required. Take a look at her head, Watson.
Oh, it's nothing really.
Take a look at her head, Watson.
Yes, it's an ugly bruise, but not dangerous.
Very well. A little after 9, you said?
Yes, it's after 9. The Larrabees drove away. That mad woman returned alone around 11. But then a little later, old Bluffner came, and the 2 went to work in the library. Got a look at them from outside, and they were making a counterfeit for the package we're working for. So you'll have to watch out for some sharp tricks, Mom.
Oh, they'll have to watch out for my tricks. And Larrabee, what are them?
Returned a little after 3,
How did they seem?
into great excitement.
Any marked resentment towards you?
I think there was, but they tried not to show it.
They've consulted someone outside. And that mad woman, what was her behaviour like?
Well, she gave me an ugly look as she came in.
Ah, an ugly look. She was present at the consultation. They were advised to get rid of you. They sent you down to the cellar on some pretext. You were attacked in the dark by 2 Moriarty's favourites. I've noticed lately she's been getting a lot more ladies to do her dirty work. Like they're less suspicious. Never trust a woman. You took a bad blow to the head, but you managed to get away from your attackers and escaped in the dark with coal grating.
That's what took place.
They've taken on someone, and a dangerous one at that. Not only did she transpire this conspiracy against you, she also advised the counterfeits. In a short time, I shall receive a little letter from Larrabee. She will indicate that Miss Falconer has changed her mind and will see what she can get for them. We will meet on the subject, and she will try and sell them for a large sum of money. After that, unless, oh, the said communication is at hand. As I suspected. Read it, Watson, that's good fellow.
Remarkable, Holmes. Dear Madam,
Who thus addresses me?
Larrabee.
Oh, what a surprise. What does Larrabee have to say this evening?
Dear Madam,
I hope she won't say that again.
I have the honour to inform you that Miss Faulkner has changed her mind regarding the letters, etc., which you wish to obtain, and has decided to dispose of them for a monetary consideration. She has placed them in my hands for this purpose, and if you are in a position to offer a good round sum and to pay it down at once in cash, the entire lot is yours. If you wish to negotiate, however, it must be tonight, at the house of a friend of mine in the city. At 11 o'clock, you will be at the Guards Monument at the foot of Waterloo Place. You will see a cab with wooden shutters to the windows. Enter it and the driver will bring you to my friend's house. If you have the cab followed or try any other underhand trick, you won't get what you want. Let me know your decision. Yours truly, Larrabee.
See if I have all the points. Tonight, 11 o'clock. Guards Monument. Cab with wooden shutters. No one to come with me. No one to follow cab. Or I don't get what I want.
Quite right.
Oh,
But this cab with the wooden shutters.
a little device to prevent me from seeing where I'm being driven.
Indeed.
Foreman, take this down and give it to the lady who's waiting.
My dear Holmes, you did not say you would go.
Certainly I did.
But it is the counterfeit.
It is the counterfeit that I want,
Why so?
because with it I shall obtain the original.
But Holmes, this fellow means mischief.
This fellow means the same. Teresa!
Yes, miss.
Be so good, missus, to listen to every word. Tonight, at 11 o'clock, I shall meet with Larrabee. I shall purchase a false bundle of letters, to which you just now heard us refer to as you were listening into the keyhole of that door.
Oh, yes.
Very good. I would like Miss Falkner to know I would wish to buy those printed papers.
Oh, yes, I'll tell her.
That is my wish. But don't tell her that I know they are the fake. She's supposed to think that I think they are the genuine.
Okay, yeah, I understand. When you purchase them later, you'll think you have the real ones.
Precisely. One moment. As it's possibly no longer safe for you to return to that house other than to deliver that message, pack your things and speak with Mrs. Hudson. She might be able to offer you some form of employment. But wait around a little as tomorrow. Countess Stalberg will be here to receive the letters. I shall have more information for you then.
Yes, Mom, thank you.
Foreman,
Yes, Mom.
change into your beggar disguise number 14. Go down to the district river and find out what you can on the Larrabees. Don't stop until you find something on them, and possibly that Moriarty lady too.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Mom. Mrs. Hudson just sent me up and says before you run off again, she wants to see you.
Oh, quite so. Where is Mrs. Hudson?
She's downstairs in the back kitchen.
Oh, my compliments. I don't think she can from where she is.
Oh, she'll be terribly sorry.
Oh, our regret will be mutual.
She says it was very important and she wants to know what you'll be having for your breakfast in the morning.
Same.
Same as when, Mum?
This morning.
Oh, she says you didn't have anything this morning, you weren't here.
I quite so. I won't be here tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Oh, she also says there's a man waiting at the street door and he needs to speak with Miss Foreman, Mum, as quick as he can.
Well then, you better have a little look at this man, Teresa. Send him up.
Oh, he can't come up. He's watching someone in the street and he says he's with Scotland Yard.
Well, I'd better go see what it is.
No. Well, go have a little look, but be ready for anything. Teresa, follow her down and see what she does. It might be good for you to learn if you are to stay on.
Oh, yes, Mum.
Well, this is becoming interesting. Now, see here, Holmes, you've given me half a look into this case, but,
What case?
like, the strange case of Miss,
Oh, Miss Falconer. 1 minute. Miss?
Yes, Mum.
Is she still there?
Oh, no, she's gone.
Very well. That's all. Strange case of Miss
yes,
Falconer.
Miss Falconer.
Miss Falconer, yes, of course.
Yes. Now, you've given me some idea as to what it's about, but surely now it would only be fair to give me the rest of it.
What would you like to know?
Oh, Tell me what you propose to do with this counterfeit package that you are going to risk your life to obtain.
I intend with the counterfeit to retrieve the originals. I shall do this by resorting to trickery, which I am very ashamed of and wouldn't have done if I'd known the lady as I do now. It's a shame, Watson. She's rather a nice girl.
Nice girl, is she? Then you think that...
I beg your pardon, miss. Miss Foreman's just sent over from the chemist to say her head's a pain in a bit, and would Dr. Watson kindly step over and have something to put on it?
Yes, of course, I'll come right away. That is singular. It didn't look at all serious. I'll be back in a moment, and...
Teresa,
Yes, miss.
who sent that card from the chemist?
Oh, a boy from the chemist, ma'am.
Yes, but which boy?
I don't know.
Quick, go down and look after the doctor. If the boy's gone and there's a man there, it means mischief. Go down, but don't stop to come up. Ring the bell.
Yes, ma'am.
Ring it loudly, I'll hear it.
It is a dangerous habit to finger a loaded firearm in the pocket of one's dressing gown, Sherlock Holmes.
You'll be taken from here to the hospital if you keep that hand behind your back. Very well. The table will do nicely.
You evidently don't know me.
It's quite evident that I do. Please, Professor, take a seat. I'm sure I can spare 5 minutes for you. What were you about to do?
Check my pocket watch.
I'll tell you when the 5 minutes are up.
Everything that I have to say has already crossed your mind.
My answer to that has already crossed yours.
Do you intend to pursue this case against me?
It is my intention to the very end.
I regret this not so much on my part, but on yours.
We share that regret, Professor, but because of the rather uncomfortable position you will acquire.
And what uncomfortable position do you allude to, Miss Holmes? Do you honestly think that you will be allowed to live to see that day?
For that very reason, I don't particularly care, so that I may be able to bring you to see it.
You will never bring me to see it! And you are a bold woman to insinuate such a thing to my face. But it is a boldness born of ignorance. Do you think I would be here at all if I had not made the streets safe in every single direction?
Oh, I can never overestimate your courage as that, Professor.
And do you imagine that your friends, Ms. Foreman or Dr. Watson, will be here soon?
Possibly not.
Well, then it seems you're quite alone, doesn't it, Sherlock? Quite alone to discuss things quietly and calmly. Now, I have made a few memoranda which
Get your hands
I
down!
wish to get my
I
pocketbook!
don't care,
But
Derek.
I want my pocketbook!
I don't want it. If you want it so badly, I'll get someone to get it for you. I like to save the unnecessary trouble for my guests, you know.
I observe that your servant girl doesn't come.
No, but I feel like she'll be here not long.
Does it not occur to you that she might have been detained?
It does, but I also observe you're in the same predicament, Professor.
Oh, beg your pardon, miss. Someone tried to hold me.
Well, it's quite evident they failed to do so, Teresa.
Yes, miss. They got my coat, but they ain't got me.
Very good.
Yay.
Teresa,
Yes,
you see this lady I am pointing this 6-shooter at? She requires a little attention. She needs something getting out of her left coat pocket. The top left coat pocket. Be so kind as attend to it.
Oh, yes, miss. Pardon me, miss.
Yes, Teresa! It has the qualities of being it. Put it on the table. A little closer this way.
Shall I see if she's got another miss?
Why, Teresa, you surprise me, seeing as that lady went through all of the trouble of indicating she doesn't have another.
When?
When she made a passing for that one. Is there anything you would like, Professor, before Teresa has to go? She's new, you know, just learning the ropes. Nothing at all? No? Oh, my goodness, what a shame. Thank you, Teresa, that's all.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Rather a rash project of yours, Professor, if I do say so. Although making use of that so early on in the evening, and in this part of town.
Now you listen to me, Sherlock Holmes. On the 6th of January, you crossed my path for the first time. On the 23rd of January, you incommoded me. And now, at the start of June, I find myself in positive danger of losing my liberty because of your constant interference.
Well, do you have anything to advise?
Oh, nothing to advise, Sherlock. Just a fact to state. If you do not drop this case against me forthwith, your life will not be worth that!
Well, you'll be very glad to know that I'll be dropping it at 10 o'clock tonight.
Why then?
Because, Professor, at that time, your life will not be worth that. You will be under arrest.
At that time, Sherlock Holmes, your eyes will be closed in death.
As entertaining as this is, Professor, I am neglecting more important things.
I came here tonight to see if some peace could be achieved between us.
Yes, that's quite evident.
I thought I might give you a chance to beg for your life.
Quite so, quite so.
But you have failed to heed my warning. If you won't listen to my words, perhaps you will listen to this.
Oh, I suppose you didn't need that anymore, Professor. So I took the bullets out for you. You'll find them all there. Teresa?
Yes, miss.
Show this woman the door.
Oh, yes, miss. This way, miss.
Thank you, Teresa. I think you'll do quite well.
Oh, yes, miss. Thank you.
you doing here? Oh, I was sent here, wasn't I? Yeah, who's the last one you put the gas on?
I didn't hear his name. He'd been holding back some money on this railway place and,
Well, nice old place to find this here, isn't it? And when you do find it, can't say it's too cheerful.
Oh, don't like that. It ain't safe.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, what's wrong with it? It looks all right to me.
Just don't like no matches. And he'll stay looking the same. Shh. First Moriarty's coming.
No mistakes tonight.
I'll be careful of that.
That door,
A small cupboards?
no outlet.
None whatsoever.
The window.
Oh, well, there's bars on the outside. So if they smash it,
But it's airtight.
every crevice is corked, Mum.
You've used it before, of course. And when they turn the gas on, they leave by that door?
Yeah.
And it can be locked and bolted from outside?
Yeah, every bolt's on the outside and solid bars over.
Well, show me how quickly they can use it.
Well, they time down. There's no need.
Show me how quickly they can use it!
Prince.
Oh. Miss Larrabee? Now, my dear, it's very important that Sherlock doesn't see you when she arrives. So you go with the other ladies up the stairs and hide around the corner until your sister signals. Is that understood?
Yes.
Bassett! Who's driving the cab?
Arsene O'Hagan. His orders are to drive around for about an hour or so she don't know the distance nor the direction she's going. And then he's going to stop at the small door at Upper Swansham Lane and show her to this story.
And the windows are covered.
Yep, wooden shutters, bolted and secured. There ain't a size of a pin that she can see it out of.
Miss Larrabee? Another thing to remember. Very important, there is no shooting tonight. It can be heard in the passageway downstairs. So, when you're in the room, you distract Sherlock, and one of the other girls will whip her revolver out of her pocket.
Okay, I'll see to that.
And Larrabee,
You mustn't stay any longer. O'Hagan might be early.
you understand that they wait for you.
I understand.
I give you this chance to get what you can from Sherlock Holmes. But any takings after tonight will be subject to the usual division. And when you've concluded your business meeting, I suggest you blow that little whistle I observe hanging on the chain on your waistcoat. And then my ladies will come in and do the rest. And Miss Bassett? At the appropriate time, please give my kindest regards to Sherlock Holmes and wish her a pleasant trip to the other side.
You understand, we're on this floor here, just round the far turn of the passage, so she don't see us when she's coming up.
I understand.
It's when we hear this whistle.
Yeah. I don't so much care for this sort of thing, you know. Taking my line.
Thanks, please don't be such a coward.
Coward? I'm not coward. I mean, when it comes to safes or drilling into bank vaults, I feels right at home, don't I? But I don't so much care to see tainting my life.
We don't want no Cowards.
I ain't a coward. I just...
Yeah, sounds pretty cowardly to me.
I ain't a coward. Oh, fine.
Right, Prince, do you have a whistle?
Yeah.
Okay, then just go outside and let us know when the cow's here.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Is it true then?
How did you get to this place?
Follow you in a cab.
What have you been doing since you got here? Informing the police, perhaps?
No, I was afraid she'll come, so I waited.
To warn her?
Yes, to warn her.
Then it's best you came up here then.
I came to make sure
Make sure of what?
that something else is not going to be done besides what they told me.
Ah, so someone told you that something else was going to be done.
Yes. You were going to swindle and deceive her, I know that. But is there anything more?
So we have another spy in the house. But what could you do if there was something else?
I could buy you off such people as you're always willing to say.
And what are you willing to give?
The genuine package. The real ones, all the proofs, everything.
Do you have them with you?
No, but I can get it.
So you do all this with this woman. I suppose you think she's your friend or something.
I haven't thought of it.
Look at what she's doing, coming here to buy these things off me.
They're false, they're counterfeit.
Ooh, she thinks they're genuine, doesn't she? She'd hardly come here to buy them if she didn't.
She may ask my permission still.
She won't get the chance.
You get the chance? Then there is something else.
Something else. Right, you see me here, myself, don't you? How am I going to do her any harm? I'm just here to speak to her on a little business.
Where are those women who came up here?
What women?
The villainous looking women with match.
Oh, those women. They went up the other stairway. You can see them in the next building if you just look out this window.
Oh, look in the passageway if you please.
Oh, but I don't, please.
You wouldn't dare to keep me here.
Oh, I might dare, but I won't. You'd just be in the way.
Where are those women?
Stay right where you are, and you'll see them very soon.
I knew it. You're going to do her some harm.
It's only a little joke at her expense.
You wanted the letters, the package I had in the safe. I'll get it for you. I'll go and get it and bring it here or whatever you ask me. I promise not to say anything to anyone, not to her, not to the police, not to anyone.
You needn't trouble yourself, but you can tell me where it is. You'll just have to be quick about it.
Okay, but if you promise not to go on with this.
Oh yeah, that's understood.
You promise?
Fine. I promise. Now, out with it. Come on.
Just outside my bedroom window. Just outside on the left, it's passing between the shadow and the wall. You can easily find it.
Yes, I can easily find it.
Now tell them to go!
Tie her up so she can't make noise. Keep her out there until we get Holmes in here, and then put her in her Hagen's cab. She can't get back before I come back. Out the door with her! That's Sydney.
Wait, we haven't got time to get her out.
Put her in there.
Yeah, that'll do.
There's no lock.
No lock? Then drive something in it.
Oh, I hear this knife.
No, a knife's not going to hold it.
Yes, it will. Drive it in strong.
She can't find us here.
How does it seem that you crooks always use the same places for your scoundrelly business? Well, I'd have thought that at least having me driven around in a closed cab, you'd bring me somewhere new.
Seen it before, have we?
Well, I should say so. I nabbed a friend one time, one of your friends. He tried to jump out of that window. Ned Colvin, that was it. The craftsman.
Colvin. No, never heard of him.
Oh. Well, you certainly never heard of him after. A bunch of counterfeiters used to use these chambers in the spring of 1890. One of them hid in that cupboard. I pulled him out by the feet.
Ah, quite interesting. And the other?
The other, he was more fortunate.
Got away, I suppose.
Oh, he did, Larrabee, he did. We took his remains out through the door there to the street.
Ah, well, times have changed.
So they have, Larrabee, so they have. Now it's only craftsmen, crooks, and petty swindlers of various kinds. Now,
Now what?
well, between you and me, Larrabee, we've heard of not some pretty agreeable rumours. Of some shady work not far from here. A murder or two of a peculiar kind. And I've always had my suspicions. My suspicions were correct.
What are your suspicions?
Cocked.
What does that signify to us?
Well, nothing between you and me, Larrabee. Nothing between us. But it may be a great deal for the poor fellow who's caught in this trap.
Okay, suppose it's nothing to us. How about we leave it and we get to business? My time is limited.
Quite so. I should have realised that reflections wouldn't have appealed to you. But it so happens I take a deep interest in anything that pertains of something called the criminal classes. And that same interest makes me wonder why you chose such a singularly gruesome place to do such an ordinary business transaction.
Ah, so I selected this place, Holmes, because I didn't think you'd be so disposed to take such liberties as you practiced in my own house last night.
Quite so, quite so. But why not?
Didn't think you'd feel quite as at home.
Ah, so you've made a slight mistake. I feel perfectly at home. Perfectly.
Glad to hear it. Anyway, this is the object that this meeting is all about. I haven't opened it myself, but Miss Faulkner assures me everything's in it.
Then there is no need of opening it, Melody.
Oh, but I want to see you satisfied.
See, that's what makes me behold you. Miss Faulkner is a truthful lady. Her word is sufficient.
Okay, fine. What will you give? Miss Faulkner is giving up everything after all. We want a pretty large sum because unless the results justify it, she would not be satisfied.
Suppose, Larrabee, though Miss Faulkner has no idea about this affair, we omit her name from the discussion?
Who told you she doesn't know?
You did. Every look, tone, gesture, everything you have said and done since I have been in this room has indicated to me that Miss Faulkner has no idea about this little meeting.
How much will you give?
£1,000.
£1,000, I couldn't take it.
What do you advise?
5,000.
I couldn't take it.
I'm sorry we've had all this trouble for nothing.
Don't say that, Larrabee. I found this doubly interesting. Not only have I had the chance of meeting you again, I've also availed myself the opportunity of seeing this place, which could not come amiss.
I've been offered 4,000 for this little thing
Why didn't you take it?
because I intend to get more.
Oh, that's too bad.
If they'll give 4, they'll give 4.5.
They won't give any,
And why not?
because they've turned the case over to me.
Will you give 3,000?
Larrabee, as strange as it may seem, my time is limited as well as yours. I have brought with me the sum of £1,000, which is what I wish to pay for. If it is your desire to sell them at this price, appraise me kindly. If not, make me a good bargain.
Fine. You can have it. It's Too small a matter to haggle over. What, you said you only brought 1,000?
I did, but this is...
Oh, you brought a trifle more than 1,000, I see.
Oh, quite so. I didn't say I didn't bring any more.
Ah, you can do your little tricks now, can't you?
Depends what I'm dealing with, Larry. Now that I've got you where I want you, you've been so cautious and so wise. We've not had a thing to bring you in for. But this little slip-up will have you in for robbery.
You'll have me in, will you? What are your thoughts on getting out of here yourself?
Oh, I don't think there will be any difficulty.
Well, perhaps you'll change your mind on that.
Whether I change my mind or not, Larrabee, I shall get out of this place. And your arrest will shortly follow.
My arrest? For robbery, eh? Even if you could get away from here, you don't have a witness.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't be so sure about that, Larrabee. Do you usually lock this door with a knife?
Come away from that!
Oh my God! Stay back! What's this mean?
You'll see what it means. Go, quick.
I'm afraid you're badly hurt, Miss Falkner. Oh, Miss Bassick. I infer your presence here at this particular junction that I'm not dealing with Larrabee alone.
Well, your appearance is quite correct.
Well, it's not hard to know who's under this little conspiracy. I hope you're feeling a little more yourself, Miss Falkner, because we shall be leaving here very shortly.
Yes, I'm ready.
We have a little matter of business we'd like to talk over with you, Miss Holmes.
All right, Prince. I'll see you tomorrow in the cells.
I don't think so, Mum. I can't wait till morning. I think this is going to have to be settled tonight.
All right.
Thanks, Prince.
We'll settle it now.
Come on, Prince.
First punch.
Give it to her.
Nice and strong.
A little harder.
As we trained.
All right.
Got this.
Ow. Oh, thank you.
Okay, you've got this Bassick. Shut me.
Careful.
Actually hit her.
Oh!
Ooh.
Come on, Bassick.
Did you do it? Did you get a revolver? Oh, yes. Here it is.
It's so nice to see you all. Although there is one person missing from this little midnight carnival, and that is the talented author of it all.
Though she ain't here, Miss Holmes, she gave me a message for you. She presented her kindest compliments and wished you a pleasant trip across.
Oh, well, that's so kind.
Are you writing your will?
No, just a little description of one or two of you for the police. We know the rest.
And when do you plan to give it to him, Miss Holmes?
In 9 or 9.5 minutes, ma'am.
So you think you're going to get out of here in 9 minutes?
No, in 1. It'll take me ages to find a policeman. It's a very dangerous neighbourhood, you know.
Okay, well, let us know when you're ready. Anytime now.
Just show that.
I'm ready.
You better listen to me, Miss Holmes. We're going to tie you down nice and tight on the top of that table.
Oh, by Jove, I don't think so. That was my idea, you know.
You'll save yourself a deal of trouble if you submit quiet and easy like, 'cause if you don't, the girls might have to knock you about a bit.
Careful. Come on, come over here so you don't get hurt. Come on.
No.
No, are you not coming?
My dear girl, if you want to be safe, do not leave my side for a moment.
So you'll have it out with us then?
Do you not think for one moment I won't have it out with you?
Well then, I'll have to give you the same I did your spy this afternoon.
Did you hear that? Just like my spy this afternoon. Remember that face, Miss Faulkner, because in a few days I'll ask you to identify them at the finger. The same of you as well. Although you do surprise me that you're all so sure of everybody in this room. Yet you've not gone through all of that trouble of checking those windows. You know, if you wanted it to be a safe place, you should have had those missing bars put in.
Bars or no bars, you're not getting out of here as easy as you expect.
Oh, Larrabee, I wouldn't say that. There's so many options. I hardly know which one to choose.
You better choose quick.
Alright. I'll choose this one.
Right, how could you mess this up?
How could I mess
How
this up?
could you mess this up?
This wasn't you had the gun!
She's gonna.
You were wonderful, Miss Holmes.
Why, thank you.
But you were scary, even for a second.
Me? Scared? Never. Well, maybe just a little bit.
I knew you were human.
Well, you mustn't tell anyone you know. Well, business as usual. I'm sure you'll be able to get the cab safely. Good night, Miss Faulkner.
Good night, Miss Holmes.
Sorry, Mum, was I interrupting something?
What? No, of course not. Well, don't just stand there. We have business to do, you know. Have you told Teresa the plan for tomorrow?
Well, is anyone waiting, Teresa?
Yes, there's one patient.
Very well, I'll see them, but I have very little time left. If any more come, you must send them to Dr. Amstrugger. I spoke to him this afternoon about taking some of my cases. I have an important appointment at 9.
Very well, then you'll see this patient?
Yes, who are they? Do we know?
Yes, Mum, it's a lady, and she said she wants to see you, most particular.
What does she want to see me about?
She didn't say, only it was of the utmost importance to her that this year.
And she's out there in the hall?
Yes, Mum.
Very well, send her in. Oh, and Teresa, call a cab for me at the same time and have it wait.
Yes, Mum.
Oh, Teresa, Holmes didn't give you any indication as to why she wanted you to be here and help me out today, did she?
No, Mum. I mean, you know her better than I do. She never tells nothing, even if she thinks you don't need to know it.
Yes, very true. Oh well, I'm sure all will become clear in time. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Mum. Shall I fetch the lady?
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, Mum. Just this way. Just there.
Oh, Doctor, Miss, I'm awfully glad you could see me. I know what a busy woman you must be, but, something just happened. It really is too dreadful. I'm sorry for troubling you this way.
Oh, don't speak of it, madam.
Well, it did look frightful me coming in this way, didn't it? But I'm not alone, no. I have my maid waiting for me in the cab. You see, I'm Miss H. DeWitt Seaton.
Oh, don't trouble yourself about a card, Mrs. Seaton.
Oh, thank you. You see, I'm almost worn out. I've been out all evening trying to find someone to tell me what to do, you know. It simply just happened, and I know he couldn't have done such a thing. I know it.
Who and such a thing as
Oh,
what?
my brother, my poor, dearest, youngest brother. They've arrested him for it, you see. He's taken the defence of Gibraltar from the Admiralty officers. He works there, and they trusted him, and he was to make copies, and it really is too dreadful.
One moment, please. Mrs. Seaton, please.
Oh!
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Seaton.
Thank you. Several people told me you were Miss Holmes's friend. Several. They advised me to come and see you, and if she was here.
No, I'm afraid she's not here. Miss Holmes is, of course, the one that you was.
Yes, she is, and I've got no time to lose. I'm going to take my poor brother away to prison tomorrow.
Oh, Mrs. Seaton, please do control yourself. Come along.
What do you advise me to do, Doctor?
Well, I'd go to see Miss Holmes at once.
I've been, and she wasn't there.
You went to her house?
Yes, in Baker Street, and they told me to come here in case you knew where she was. Maybe she was due any time this evening.
No, well, she isn't here, and there's no possibility of her coming as far as I know.
Oh, well, couldn't you get her to come? Oh, it would be such a great favour to me. I'm almost worn out with all this coming and going. If you could just get her to come.
Madam, I could not get her to come. And I beg you to excuse me, but I'm going out myself on important business.
Oh, certainly. Don't let me detain you. Do you think I'd better try at our house again?
Yes, I think that would be the wisest thing to do.
Oh. Well, Doctor, thank you so much. You don't know how you've encouraged me. Well, good night.
Good night. What was that, Teresa?
Oh, I don't know, but it sounded like an accident.
Oh, I hope they're not hurt you. It affects me terribly knowing that somebody's hurt.
It's probably nothing more than a broken down cab. See what it is, Teresa.
Oh, there's the bell again, Mum. There's somebody hurt and they're all wanting you.
So don't let any more come in. I have no more time.
Yes, Mum.
Oh, they're coming in, Doctor.
Teresa!
We have to bring him in. There's nowhere else to go.
The doctor can't see anybody.
Well, let the old gent lay here a while, can't you? It's common decency. What you got your red lamp hanging outside your bloody door for?
It's an old gentleman, Mum. They would bring him in. He was a bit hurt with the cab upset.
Oh!
Very well, let them put him here and send for Dr. Anstruther at once.
Yes, Mum.
Yes, now.
Oh, Doctor, isn't this frightful?
Mrs. Seaton, if you would kindly step this way, you can reach the hall by taking the first door.
Oh, I may be of some use, Doctor.
None whatsoever.
But I don't have the power to go. I must see that this old gentleman isn't hurt.
Madam, I believe that you have some ulterior motive in coming here. Now, please, if you would just step this way. There we go.
Oh, just this way. Just there.
Now we'll go in here and you'll see the doctor and it'll be alright.
No, it won't be alright.
It was an accident. You can't help an accident.
Yes, you can.
Just sit here.
No, I'll sit over there.
it's not. I'll have you arrested for this. Arrested.
You can't
Teresa.
arrest me.
Have a cab
I
ready for
can't
me.
be
I must
someone else.
see if this gentleman is badly hurt.
Yes, miss.
Now come along.
Ew, where are you going?
Well, I can't be staying round here. Someone will be pinching me cab.
Cab, you don't need cabs. You've got bloody legs. Look
Sir,
at
please,
them.
if you will just be quiet a moment, I'll take a look at you. Come along now. There we go. There we are.
Oh,
Um,
ooh, ooh.
yes, thank you. Right, come along. Let's have a...
Don't let me to the window.
Good heavens, is that you, Holmes?
Quite so.
And what do you want me to do?
Well, nothing, you've done enough.
Quick, she's getting away!
Oh, I don't think so.
What?
Oh, what remarkable weather we're having, Watson. What do you think?
Well,
I've got her!
is that Norman?
Quite so.
Oh.
Has the Inspector Bradshaw come along with his men?
Yes. One of them's in the hall there holding her. The others came over the back wall from Mortimer Street.
Oh, perfect. Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear friend. As you likely conjecture from that little debacle, we're currently making the arrests, you see. They're hot on my tracks, so we're using a little bit of bait to try and get them all in. We're doing quite well, you know. We made 3 arrests last night at the Chambers, 7 more this afternoon in various places, 1 just now. But unfortunately, Moriarty is not living up to the bait.
Where do you think she is now?
In some clever disguise, roaming the streets, waiting for me.
And that woman? Was she...
Yes, a spy. She was here to signal to Moriarty when I am here, through that window.
Yes.
Maybe we could use it as bait. Go back down and get that lady. When I brush my coat twice, loosely let go of her. I'll let you know when to get hold of her again. Ah, there you are. I took the liberty of bringing you back in so I could convey in a few words of my sincere sympathy of your rather unpleasant predicament.
It's a lie. There's no predicament.
Ew. I'm charmed by your observation. Though the prisons are quite well conducted, you see. Some say they're rather like the hotels. Quieter, more orderly.
How the prisons are conducted are no concern of mine. There is nothing you can hold me for. Nothing!
Well, there may be something to that. What about a little visit to your sister? Thank you, Foreman. You can hold her again.
It's too late. The signal's already been given. You'll be hearing from her soon.
Oh, I think I'll be hearing from her now. Do you mind closing those blinds? I don't want to be shot from the window.
Excuse me.
She's just come, miss.
Where from?
The house across the street. She was in there and she was watching these windows and she must have seen something before she's just come out and well, there was this cab that was waiting for the doctor and she's changed places with the driver.
Where did the driver go?
Oh, she slunk away in the dark, but she ain't gone far. There's 2 or 3 more hanging about, but they're all in it, miss, and they're alive for you to get in that cab, but don't you do it.
Oh, don't you worry, girl. I won't. I think I'll be having the cab driver up here. Go down and keep an eye on them.
Yes, miss.
Do you, by any chance, have a heavy suitcase or a chest of some kind?
Yes, there's my travelling case. I'm afraid it's rather shabby looking.
Oh, no, that'll do just nice. Oh, thank you. But your first signal was all that we needed. By that, you signaled to Moriarty that I am here. I'm sure you're aware she is disguised as a cabin there, which is why I want her up here. You tried to signal that there is danger. There is danger, but I don't want her to know that. Thank you, Foreman. Make sure that she's comfortable and happy. Tell the inspector to wait around a little bit. I might have more coming his way, but you can't tell.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, that is perfect. Bring it over here, my dear friend.
Here we are.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Just
Oh.
here. Oh, perfect.
Whew.
Oh.
Whew.
Teresa?
Yes, miss.
Is she still there?
Yes, miss.
Perfect. Bring her up. Tell her that there is a heavy bag, well, a chest, that I would like putting into the cab. When she comes up, tell her it's that one.
Yes, miss.
Thank you.
But surely she won't come out.
Surely she will, Watson. She's desperate to get me in that cab, you know. She'll do anything to do it. Trust me on that.
So, I shouldn't take the first cab that comes then.
Oh, no. You always tell your servants never take the first cab, the second cab, maybe the third cab.
It's just that one there.
Oh, yes.
Ah, my dear
Need
fellow.
any help?
Thank you so much. I'll write you from Paris, and I'll make sure that all of those papers are done for you.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. Oh,
My dear friend, I need this putting in the cab, if you'd be so kind to do so. But be careful. There are things in there I want to keep safe. Remarkable weather we're having. What do you think? No? Oh, and I told you it's slight heavy. Oh, my good God, who is that at the door? The bell, Watson, the bell.
How dare you! How dare you, Holmes! How dare you! How dare you! How dare you!
Oh, my goodness.
How dare you!
Put a man there with you, woman.
Yes, the inspector came himself.
Oh, I'm sure
Go.
he'll be reading
Go.
tomorrow. He made such a difficult arrest at Watson's place. Anything you'd like to say?
Do you really think that this is the end, Sherlock Holmes?
I'd like to dream that it is.
And do you really think that the police are going to manage to hold me?
I'm pretty sure of nothing.
You're planning a trip, aren't you? Little trek to the continent with your little friends there.
And if I do?
Well, I shall meet you there.
That's all.
I shall meet you there. You will try to evade me, but I have eyes that see and wires that tell, and I shall meet you there, and you know it! You know it! You know it!
Did you hear that, Watson?
yes. But, surely you don't place any importance on such, ramblings of a madwoman.
Well, no, there's no importance. But I do think there is some truth in that.
Well, we'll give up the trip.
Whether it be here or there, Watson, what will come will come. And it's rather a shame, you know, that this is all coming to an end. I suppose you won't be needing that room anymore. Well, I assure you the worst is yet to come.
The worst is yet. Heavens, Holmes, we have barely 5 minutes.
What for?
Where to get to your rooms at Baker Street? Your appointment with Stahlberg. They were going to receive the packet of letters from you.
They're coming here.
Here?
Well, if you'd be so kind as to permit that.
Well, certainly, but why not that?
The police. They've cut me off.
The police?
Cut the ropes.
Ropes?
Yes, police, ropes, engines, lights.
Well, you don't mean to say that the...
They burned me out, Watson.
Good heavens. Burnt you? Oh, that's too bad. What have you lost?
Everything. Everything. Oh, I'm so glad of it.
Well,
I've had quite enough. This should be the end of it. And Miss Falconer shall be arriving here as well. Be so kind as to show her into that room.
oh, yes, of course. Do you intend to leave that book there?
It's to keep the door open so that she can overhear.
I see.
But when Stahlberg arrives, she'll be very excited, and I want to keep her that way. So don't alarm yourself, my dear girl. I'm sure she'll be coming here soon, so I shall go into that room and brush some of this dust off.
Yes, please. Mary is in the drawing room. Please stop by and say hello to her a moment. She'll be most pleased.
Right. Good. Going to be needing that.
She's just come, miss. She wants to speak with you, but she won't if anyone's in the room.
Oh, very well. Send her in. Oh, and Teresa,
Yes.
Lady Stahlberg will be arriving shortly. Bring her straight to this room and inform Miss Holmes. She'll be in my dressing room.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Ooh.
Just this place. Is this Dr. Watson's room?
Yes. Yes, and I am Dr. Watson.
Miss... Would you mind telling me if Miss Holmes is here?
Oh, she'll be here shortly. Miss,
Oh, my name is Alice Faulkner.
Miss Faulkner, of course. Yes, Miss Holmes is here, but she has just stepped upstairs a moment.
And will she come down soon?
The fact is, Miss Faulkner, she's here to have a meeting with a lady. She's asked me to send for her as soon as she arrives.
You don't suppose I could wait here without traveling too much and see her afterwards?
Of course, Miss Faulkner.
I don't want her to know that I came.
Oh, well, if that is your wish, there is no need of my telling her.
It is very important that you know. I can explain to you afterwards.
No explanation is necessary, Miss Faulkner.
I suppose there is a waiting room for patients.
Yes, but you may find it more comfortable to wait in the room over here. You'll be less likely to be disturbed.
Thank you. I'd rather be where it's entirely quiet.
Of course. If you would just step this way, I think the others have just arrived.
Oh, and when the business between them is over, would you mind having someone to come?
I'll tell you myself, Miss Faulkner.
Thank you. Just to say this.
Milady Stahlberg.
Guten Abend. Our meeting with Miss Holmes was moved to your house, I believe?
Indeed it was. Pray proceed.
Miss Holmes is a trifle late.
Miss Holmes has already arrived. I've sent someone to fetch her.
I was very surprised to receive the message moving the meeting only an hour ago. It otherwise should have been at Miss Holmes's house in Baker Street.
Yes. You would have found it in ashes.
What? Really? The house burnt?
Yes. Burning still, probably.
I'm very sorry to hear this. This must be a severe blow to her.
No, she actually minds it very little.
Really? I should hardly have thought so.
Indeed. Oh, I do hope I hear her. Yes, I think I hear her coming now.
This business can be dealt with swiftly. And I need not to tell you that the part I played was harder for me. For business is business. And the sooner this is over, the better. You received a letter from me where I said that you would receive certain packets of papers. Permit me to place these in your hands.
Permit me to congratulate you on the marvelous skills that you have demonstrated and the promptness with which you have fulfilled your agreement. Oh, 999! What does this mean? These letters and these other things, where did you get them?
I purchased them.
Purchased them?
Yes,
From whom, may I ask?
from the first party with Mr. Faulkner's consent.
You have been deceived. This packet contains nothing, not a single paper or letter that we wanted. All clever imitations. These photographs are of another person. You have been duped. With all your supposed cleverness, they have tricked you.
Oh my goodness, this is terrible! Terrible!
Terrible? Surely you do not mean by that there is no hope of recovering the others.
But it is quite true. I can't.
After your positive assurance, after the steps that we have taken by your advice, this is outrageous! Is there is scandalous! This is criminal! You had no right to mislead us like this. You will be brought to justice. I will see that you will be taken to court for this, and your reputation will receive a severe blow, and you will not be able to show your face again.
I'm ruined, I tell you! Ruined! Oh my goodness! How could I ever go?
She's not ruined, Lady Edwina. It is entirely owing to her and what she said to me. And I now wish to give you this.
One moment. In the letter, I told you that you would receive these packet of papers at 9:15. It is barely 13 minutes past. Those are the counterfeits, as I'm sure you're aware of now.
We are greatly indebted to you, Miss Wagner, and to you too, Holmes, if this was a part of your game. It was a marvelous method in which to obtain the valuable papers. But we won't go with the method as long as it accomplishes the desired results. You have only to notify me your charges for your services, and you will receive a check. I have the honor to wish you a good night. Dr. Watson.
Of course, Lady Starbuck.
Well, it's all been over, Miss Felkner. You no doubt have started to realise all of the tricks I put you up against your property. As I couldn't take those packet papers from that house, as it would have been criminal for me to do so, I turned to a criminal, a cruel, and a cowardly device, which I suggest you to forget about.
And it was a trick last night when they tried to kill you?
I went there to purchase the counterfeits, as you saw.
And did you know I would come?
No, that just fell perfectly into my plan. Now you see me for my true light, Miss Falconer. There's nothing more we can say. Believe me, I meant you no harm. It was just business with me. And for that, I would sacrifice anything. Even our supposed friendship was a pretense.
Well, I don't believe you. You are not as cold-hearted as you try to be. And I know I mean something to you.
Your observation's quite remarkable, Miss Falconer. But I know the life that I lead, and it would be a dangerous one to join that. So if you were a smart girl, you would just say goodbye.
Miss Holmes, you gave me back my friend. You showed me a better way to live. You allowed me to let go of my past and truly forgive my enemies. Maybe it's time you allow someone to help you with this.
Well, given the chance, I'm sure Watson would love to stay here. I think I get on her nerves sometimes. I do have a business I need to attend to. Fancy a little trip?
Is it dangerous?
Of course. Can you run?
I can.
Well then, Miss Falconer, I guess the game's afoot.